They don't want nobody increasing their war power, man. Because at the end of the day, they know it's going to be a third world war, and they just want to make sure they can cover their own asses. Forget the land. Yeah, Ukraine, man. Like I said, Ukraine and Russia kind of, not Ukraine, the U.S. and Russia pretty much wants Ukraine. U.S. wanted so they can defend against Russia, and Russia wanted so they can, make sure America can't defend against them.
Nah. We Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew?
Yeah, Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, it's kind of astonishing.
It's not about Muslims?
Nah, man.
And the only reason I'm saying is I knew this new dude named Bagunga who was on that Muslim stuff. He didn't eat in prison. I was just in prison last month with he didn't eat shit.
Yeah, but we're here to let, not only, since you said Muslim, and I've been informing you that we're Israelites, is that the fact that Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the real Israelites in the Bible.
Native American, Rosebud Soup.
Yeah, so you're an Israelite. We all Israelites. That's why we all act the same. It ain't, we might have our differences.
I'm sorry, bro. When somebody punches me, I'm
fucking...
Hi, you guys.
You know, we get down the same, okay? So,
I'm gonna hear this.
That's not about, like, just by chance. We all act the same because we all are the same people, okay? They say, oh, we're African. But if you look at Negroes in this society, look on YouTube, Africans, we don't act the same.
But really, it just depends what kind of African you are, right?
Yeah, probably like West African, something like that. But Negroes in this society act more like Native Americans, Latinos than Africans. Why is that? Because we are the same people. Just because you're dark skinned don't make you African. Okay? Because how did dark skinned people get on this society? On this side of the world. Does that mean, that they're African like Anderson Silva? If you know about Anderson Silva, you know about them Brazilians.
Yeah, I'm half Brazilian, half Native American. That's why I'm like.
Yeah, Brazilians, they'll come dark as me. But does that mean they're African?
Not really all the time.
You know why? Because it doesn't matter about that. What matters is what bloodline you come to. If you're Israelite. So color doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's really what bloodline you come to.
I respect that real shit.
Just keep that in mind, man. You're Israelite. You're Hebrew Israelite. You're basically the chosen nation of the Most High. Okay? And basically, what we're saying is that when the Lord comes back to bring salvation, He's only bringing salvation to the Israelites. That's the only people that have a chance to come. Okay? And basically, the Most High will come back and destroy this wicked society.
Yeah, that's true. All the underground shit.
Yeah. He put us, the so-called white man puts us under horrendous oppression. Okay, he has put us under horrendous oppression. And the Most High is going to judge for us. Okay, we just have to be patient. Law, statutes, commandments, and ways. Okay, and that's what we're out there speaking on. Is reminding our people to get ready for this.
This is the hard part. With my culture, I don't really believe in God or devil because that's the white way. But in my opinion, there is somewhere you can go afterwards, but I don't know because in a way I feel lost when I'm there.
Our people have that attitude, like our Negroes, like I'm Native American. My dad's a Seminole, but back into slavery, a lot of Seminoles had black slaves and they mingled with them, especially down in New Orleans, Florida, the area I'm from.
You got the accent, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, but a lot of people believe in white Jesus. Native Americans believe in the earth.
That's what I believe.
Latinos believe in the white Jesus, but these are things we picked up, from the society. But all our people always believe in a higher power at the end of the day.
True.
Why is that?
True.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the element. It's just our people don't know what that high power is anymore because we've been deluded with the world. Okay? And that's what we're out here doing, and that's what we're encouraging that our people get back to the scriptures. It's not all about. We're not talking about what's that green and white boy? We're not talking about this boy here. We were raised to worship this guy. We're not talking about this guy. We're talking about the one with the afro, the one that sets us up to ordain the earth. We're raised up as a nation to control the earth. That's why we appreciate the ground, because we know that you're supposed to treat the earth a certain way. All right? We know that you're supposed to treat society and people a certain way. That's why we try to hold on to it, but then we begin to worship it to get who we actually worship. Alright, so at the end of the day, you're an Israelite, and the reason why y'all, get into the earth is it's like you forgot He told you how to deal with the land. You know, y'all know about the land Sabbath where you can plant for a certain amount of time and then you don't. That's why Native Americans moved a lot. But the
We're
so-called
nomads.
yeah, the so-called white man showed us basically that there is no God or this is that, you know what I'm saying? And we have to get back to our original way. And that's what we're doing out here is telling our people, look, this is the original way. Because everything that you believe in, best believe when you read the Bible in its proper context, you're going to see it there. The Bible says you can't plant here for on the 7th year, you got to leave that spot and let it, regenerate. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this and do that. You got to treat people this way and that way. You know what I'm saying?
Treat people as you want to be treated, right?
Yeah, treat people as you want yourself to be treated. Of course, they say that in society, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just the Bible teaches you how to defend yourself, you know? Like they say,
the Bible says you're supposed to turn your cheek.
Hey, y'all get in the car.
No, turn the other cheek is talking about when you see a faggot walk up the street, I can't kill him in society because this society says you can't kill homosexuals. That's turning the other cheek. But when somebody punched me in my face,
no, that's what Jesus said.
King David was a warrior, right?
That's what Jesus said. You're supposed to turn the other cheek.
Did that turn the other cheek? Hell no. He killed somebody. So you gotta, that's why I say you gotta read in its proper context. Okay? And the proper context of it is turn the other cheek is, we know that homosexuals they're supposed to be stoned. Turn the other cheeks, when I see one, it's like, I can't do nothing about it.
Hey, get in the car.
And so that society,
I'm gonna drive off and put that.
that society promotes that. Okay, so you gotta read the Bible in its proper context. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you get back at it.
No, hey, I respect that one.
I know
I
everything. I
respect that.
I see what's going on and everything. Just make sure everything goes smoothly with you.
Okay, what religion are you guys in?
No religion. We're Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, so it's not no religion. It's basically a way of life that we teach. Like America has its constitution, the Bible is our constitution. And we basically reading it the right way. To say this really means this. Like you say, turn the other cheek. The white man said, turn the other cheek means that. No, we don't want, this is our book. This book is written for us, so we understand that turn the other cheek actually means this. But once you read, you'll know for sure what it means.
Hebrew Israelites?
Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, Hebrew Israelites. You can say that, Hebrew Israelite. Just like you'll say somebody Asian, say they're Buddhist. That's their way of life. You know what I'm saying? That's their culture. Being an Israelite, that's our culture. Treating the ground a certain way, treating other people a certain way, the way we have money. Like if you have a friend, if you let a person borrow money, you don't say, I'll give you $10, you gotta give me 20 next week. You're not supposed to
give them money to help them.
Yeah, exactly. So the scriptures tell you that. When you lend it to your people, you're not supposed to lend upon usury, which basically is taxing you. So if you're my brother, if he needs help, I'm going to help him. That's it. So the scriptures tell you that. So
I respect it, because my native ways, they taught me the same way, because I'm half native, half Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, I respect it. Hebrew Israelism, right?
Yeah, Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, just
Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're Israelite by blood. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know it yet. You do your research, you'll find out. Because all that's under curses to be under the oppression of the devil himself. And we all are under oppression. The conquistadors to the British, they all both came over and put us under slavery. Okay? And that was prophesied. The reason why that happened is because we went away from our commandments. We stopped keeping them commandments. We have to keep those commandments. Let me get that. Yeah, give me that in blue real quick. I want to read your scripture.
What? I'm about to hear this book. I want to hear it. I like it.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God.
That's the exact reason why. Because back in the day, we were great people. When I say back in the day, I'm talking about
hundreds of years.
The Dark Ages. I'm talking about before Babylon, when Solomon was ruling. We had this whole world under control. Because guess what? The so-called white man knows if we rule, we're going to rule. That's why he oppresses here, and then he oppresses physically. Because if he tell us that we're Negroes, Native Americans, Brazilians, and we never realize we're Israelites, then we can never call on our God to come and help us. Because if you read in the Bible, we always call on God, and God came help us, which is Yahweh, why Yahweh shot. Okay, He always came down and helped us, and the nation knew when God did not have our backs, that they can take us over. So right now, our people are following all these other customs and ways, and now you don't have no power. We just relying on your own self right now.
Dude, true, real shit.
You know? So once we call on the Most High, and the Most High just waiting on the right amount, go ahead.
This First Kings, 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 44. If thy people go out to battle against their enemy, whichsoever thou shalt send them, and shall pray unto the Most High toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house that I built for thy name, then hear ye in heaven their prayer and their supplication, and maintain their cause.
Yeah, maintain our cause. So ain't no way we're gonna come up as a nation until we get in order and serve the right power. There's no way. You know, it may seem unorthodox because we were raised that way. I was raised a Christian. I was raised a certain way. Me and my mom used to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, even though she raised me that way, it's about, you know what I'm saying, what you really believe within yourself, and what, you know, you read the scriptures, it's gonna line up right. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're like, you ain't flipping. You get into the scriptures and you look at life, it's gonna match up. You know, what they told me in church, love everybody. Well, everybody don't love you. What, somebody want to kill me? That don't work. You know, you're not supposed to love everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hate wickedness. You gotta get away from wickedness and love the good. In church, they tell you, love everybody. Were you supposed to love a rapist? No, you gotta leave that person alone. You don't let no rapist in your house with your kids. You gotta hate that person and get them away from your kid. That's common sense. You know, the person who's home to you, do you sleep and let him be up around? No, you know, it's common sense. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible speaks common sense. It's just the so-called white man has diluted it and put in a dogma, and it doesn't make sense. But in the Bible, it does tell you to hate people. It tells you to hate the evil and love the good in the Bible. You know, it tells you don't love sinners. It tells you don't do good unto sinners. It tells you all this stuff. Right. But it's just the basic, when you think about, are we Muslim, you think about the way we're teaching, it's basically what society is showing. But we're dealing with the scriptures raw and uncut. This is straight from the mountain. This right out that mountain spring water. Right? You know, when you go to church and you look on TV, that's that sun, man. You know, that's that BS. When you freeze, it turns to jello. You know,
Going out, but I respect y'all. My tribe is Rosebud in South Dakota. That's my tribe. I like the way y'all was talking about real shit. I believe in y'all. Keep going, real shit.
Yeah, keep it up, man. Just remember, man. You know, remember and just do your study. You know, study for yourself.
Hebrew, Islam, light, right?
Israelite.
Respect.
You want me to write it down for you?
Now you good. You'll be alright. You know, get retain it. You know, if it's in the spirit, you're gonna get it. You know, if it's not meant to be, not meant to be. Lord willing, you know, send prayers up for that brother to get right, man. You know. But at the end of the day, like we said, this is not a religion. This is our way of life. You know what I'm saying? And our way of life is to get back into our rightful positions. Okay? So let's get